If you want to recreate the look of a classic geometric stained glass, all you need is two things: watercolors and washi tape. Every technique video is narrated live while I'm doing the technique, so you're getting a real-time view of how the whole process works. Pull out the supplies I'm using and create right along with me, pausing as you need. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. In this video, I'll be showing you the technique using three different types of watercolors. I've got liquid watercolors and markers, I've got watercolor pencils, and I have watercolor pans. I also have three different widths of washi tape. I have 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/8 of an inch. When you're doing your project, I recommend you pick one style of watercolor and one width of washi tape. To start, you're going to go ahead and add your washi tape to your watercolor paper. If you look at a sample of stained glass on the internet, you'll see exactly how these panels come together. They don't always crisscross. Sometimes you have a piece that butts up right against another piece, so you'll just want to overlap here but not continue on. And we'll do that twice here. This is going to give you some different shapes. So you see I have kind of a trapezoidal shape here, and they're just all kind of random fun shapes. And you'll also notice that usually the leading is a consistent width. So that's why you'll want to pick one size of washi tape as you're doing this. So here I'll do another piece kind of straight across. And again, I will bisect this line here with just another little strip. So once you have your layout ready to go, you'll go ahead and do your coloring. Again, when you're looking at a visual reference online, you'll notice exactly what you want as far as color choices and shading. I find that a wet-on-wet technique works pretty well. So I'm going to start with my watercolor brushes. These are just going to color right in. I want to have nice, rich, saturated colors for this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and add in quite a bit. Sometimes if you want a more delicate color, of course, you're going to use less ink. And I'm going to go ahead and just continue on with these three here. All right, so now I'll move on to my watercolor pencils. And again, I'm going to do a wet-on-wet technique. So I'll add a little bit of water. And when I do my pencils, I like to get them wet. So I'm not actually going to put my pencil on the paper here. I'm going to get my pencil wet. I'm going to use my brush to get some of the color off of there and then add it into the space. Using washi tape is really great because it is going to create that natural barrier for you. You don't have to worry about going over the edges. It's going to keep everything right in place. So I'll go through and do the same thing with my other pencils here. If you're using a thin tape, you'll want to be just a little careful so that you don't go over the line. And as you can see, I mean, really you could use any color combination. If you were going for something monochromatic, you could use obviously all the same colors. You can go for these high contrasting colors like what I'm doing here. There's really a lot of options. You could add in some metallic watercolors, all sorts of different cool things that you could do to create a really stunning background. All right, so now I've got that in, and then I've got my pan sets here. So I'll go ahead and add in the orange. And again, you can be as dilute as you want or as opaque as you want. The more opaque you are, the more opaque it will look in the end. If you try to make these a little more translucent, it will look more like glass. So if I take off some of this paint here, just by using my brush with just some water on it, then I can get more of a glass look. Once you have your panel complete, you'll go ahead and let this dry. Once your panel is dry, you can go ahead and remove your washi tape. Just be careful to make sure that you don't get any of the paint that might be on the washi into your clean white lines. As you can see, you're going to get a beautiful, crisp finish. And have an amazing geometric stained glass look. I hope you enjoyed this technique and you add it into your toolbox sometime soon. When you give it a try, share it out on Instagram and tag me at Nicole Creates. I always love to see what your creative mind is thinking. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. And until next time, happy crafting.